We begin our service at the bottom of page 343, joining together in words from the formative story of our people, the Exodus from Egypt. God, Adonai, is my strength and might, and God will be my salvation. We're at the bottom of page 343. Ozi vezimrat Yah, vayehi li lishua. Ozi vezimrat Yah, vayehi li lishua. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom also to those who are joining us on our live stream. We're so glad to be here all together to bring in our day of joy and rest and sweetness. Tonight in our secular calendar is International Women's Day, and I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I know it goes very well with our Shabbat this evening, which is Shabbat Zachor, the Shabbat before Purim, where traditionally we celebrate the organization Hadassah, a powerful organization of women's voices making change in our world. So tonight we have participation from some of our Hadassah volunteers and even some poetry from Hadassah members to enhance our Shabbat. And we're looking forward to some words of Torah from Goldie Lansky, our Hadassah president. It is so sweet to be able to celebrate these joyous moments as we lead up in our calendar to Purim, a holiday that reminds us that happiness and fun are essential parts of being human, and we should celebrate. We should find blessing in this world even when it feels darkest. So on that note, we turn to our service pamphlet, and we're going to read together a poem entitled Shabbat by Deb Kur, as we invite up Joni Waits, who is a longtime Hadassah leader and volunteer, to kindle our lights. Let's read together. Shabbat is a treasure, gold in the flickering, kindled lights, silver in the music like tinkling bells, bronze in the timeless, burnished liturgy. Gems of every color highlight the holy ark. Most precious, the diamonds, rough cut and polished, shining from every soul, claim the invaluable wealth, treasure Shabbat. And we join with Joni in our candle blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechad likner Thank you, Joni. When you see Joni after services, ask her to share a fun Hadassah story with you, because she has many, and she has served many, many roles in multiple cities to support this organization. So thank you, Joni. We're continuing in our service pamphlet with another beautiful poem as we are about to continue with Lecha Dodi, welcoming in the Sabbath presence. We read Helen's words together, preparing for Shabbat. My quiet is in the morning before the chatter of the day, looking at the trees, feeling a cool breeze, smelling rosemary, seeing a sunset. My quiet is the moment before a symphony begins, in the crackle of a fire on a chilly evening, in the gentle breathing of a baby, in the satisfaction of a job well done, in your smile when you don't say a word. My quiet is feeling the dough in my hands while braiding challah, praying for the protection of my family and peace in the world, and in the quiet time between lighting Shabbat candles and opening my eyes, thanking God for life and health and the ability to appreciate quiet time. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to page 20 to welcome in Shabbat with Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamar v'zachor b'dibur echad hishnianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad v'shem u'tiferet ve'litchila. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor ha'beracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, ki va'orech kumi uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei. We rise in body or spirit and face the door. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 9. Boi v'shalom ateret balagam besimcha uvetzola toch emunei am segula boi chala. Lecha Dodi likrat 25. Lawrence Kushner writes in the footnote at the bottom of the page, "And so we understand that ordinary people are messengers of the Most High. They go about their tasks in holy anonymity, often even unknown to themselves. Yet if they had not been there, if they had not said what they said or did what they did, it would not be the way it is now. We would not be the way we are now. Never forget that you too yourself may be a messenger, perhaps even one whose errand extends over several lifetimes." We turn to page 28 and join our voices together in our call to worship with Baruch Hu. Page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. On page 32, we read together in the English. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. We're on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Page 39. We read responsively in the middle of the page. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. On page 40, we join in the words that our ancestors sang on those shores as they moved from slavery to freedom. Ata Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Page 43. We read together at the top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch Ata Adonai, Haporesh Sukat Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We turn to page 44 and celebrate the joy of Shabbat with Vishamru. השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We turn to page 46 for the central portion of our prayer service, the Amidah, as we rise in body or in spirit. Adonai sefatai tiftach uvi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Gula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umidom elach, Melech memid, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. We're on page 53. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Together, help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. A prayer for the state of Israel not found in our prayer books. That was written by Rabbi Ofer Shabbat Beit Halachmi. Our God and the God of our fathers and mothers, the God of the fear of Isaac, the God of Yael, God of the good spirit of Saul, God of Israel, please, with the great force of your hand, for them, if not for you, fence us with the boundaries of the sea, cover our skies under the wing of your divine presence, give wisdom and understanding to our elders and our ministers, distance them from any dishonorable deed, lead them on the path of the just and the good, for we have put our lives in their hands. Sit our judges on thrones of justice, and enlighten their hearts with your Torah, so that they may walk blamelessly before you. Please spread over the protectors of our land the canopy of your peace. Give them strength and heart. Guard the state of Israel, whom you have chosen for the sake of exalting your name among all the inhabitants of the world. Together we say, Amen. We turn to page 60 and together pray for peace. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael bashalom. We take a moment for the prayers of our hearts. Bottom of page 62. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. turn to page 253 as we pray for peace for the land of Israel, peace for all those who are hurting. We take a moment to pray for healing of the mind, body, and spirit, along with the names listed in our service pamphlet. If you are thinking of anyone tonight who is in need of healing, whose name you'd like to share aloud, please do so as I look around the room. David. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. We continue with Misha Berach, our prayer for healing. Now to welcome to the Bima Goldie Lansky, who many of us know from her tireless work serving as Temple's executive director way back when. And though she is formally retired, of course Goldie has to be serving the Jewish community in some way. So she is now president of our local Hadassah chapter, and we are so thrilled for her leadership and insight and to welcome you to share your Torah with us this evening, Goldie. Thank you.
Hadassah Shabbat is being celebrated throughout the United States this Shabbat. Shabbat Zachor, the Shabbat of Remembrance, is the Shabbat closest to Purim, as Rabbi mentioned earlier. Hadassah claimed it for its celebration because in 1912, the first Hadassah group was formed the week before Purim. Jacksonville Hadassah is one of the oldest chapters in Florida. Our history begins in 1925. This week's Torah portion, Tetzaveh, is generally read during the week preceding Purim. The connection between Tetzaveh and Purim is not initially obvious. The Torah portion describes in minute detail the design of the priestly garments and the ritual responsibilities that Aaron and his sons are to perform in their role as high priests. Megillat Esther, the scroll of Esther, which we read as part of the Purim celebration, is a melodrama, replete with sexual innuendo, intrigue, deception, and ultimately redemption. Ironically, it's what is missing in both of these sacred texts that binds them together. Tetzaveh is the only parsha from the beginning of the book of Exodus through the entire book of Deuteronomy in which Moses' name does not appear. The name of God does not appear in Megillat Esther. So why does Moses disappear from our origin story? Many rabbis of old explain that the omission is to acknowledge the anniversary of the death of Moses, which is said to have occurred on the 7th of Adar, 1 week before Purim. Frankly, yesterday, the 7th of Adar. Others suggest that the omission of Moses' name teaches us yet another characteristic of Moses, his humility. He disappears from the ongoing narrative as a way of reinforcing to the people that Aaron is the new leader, and it is to Aaron that the people should look for direction as they move forward. The Purim story is often told as a victory achieved by the Jews through our own actions. God is not named in the story because we foiled Haman's plot by our own creative devices. The rabbis of old teach that God was hidden from view, but was not absent. God's presence is revealed through Esther's courage. God's presence is revealed in the ultimate triumph of good over evil. As a believer that nothing happens without God's intervention, I'd like to suggest that the lesson from Tetzaveh and Megillat Esther is the significance of names. It is the absence of the names that is the essence of the lesson. Many of us know why our parents chose the name they gave us at our birth. Some of us chose to go through life using another name, a nickname perhaps. And some of us have changed our names, most commonly when we married. Regardless, the name we use is our identifier. So legacy. As we consider how we choose to be remembered, some people measure their legacy or hope that their legacy will be that the preservation of their name is on people's lips for years after their death. For as long as people are mentioning me and quoting my name, my legacy lives on. I'm suggesting that this is a very grave error. Our sacred texts teach us that legacy has nothing to do with names and has everything to do with impact. At a Shiva Minyan, the mourners are encouraged to tell stories about their loved one. And those who visit to comfort the mourner often find themselves sharing memories of special times that they shared with the deceased. It's not the name, but rather the impact that that person had on us that is being remembered. I have committed a portion of my volunteer time throughout my life to Hadassah, not to have my name on plaques on the walls of Hadassah Hospital. No one needs to know the size of my financial contributions. All gifts are valued. What brings me joy is the impact that the work of Hadassah has in Israel and here in America. I am proud that together with 300,000 women and men, Hadassah is the foundational component of the medical and social service network in Israel. The Hadassah hospitals, 2 of them, in their 1,300 beds, provide the finest tertiary care in the entire Middle East. Our staff and patients come from every ethnic and religious group. Every patient who arrives at our doors is treated, regardless of their ability to pay. Our Youth Aliyah villages welcomed Ukrainian children in the first months of the war in Ukraine. And then we figured out how to provide even more housing in the days following October 7th, when thousands of Israeli families were evacuated from their homes. Our villages provided and are providing safe refuge. Here in America, we are visiting with elected officials to secure women's access to health care and to secure women's right to choose. We are encouraging everyone to vote in every election, those at the local, the state, and the federal level. Politicians learn their craft at the local level. Who sits on the school board matters, and the composition of our city council matters. The American-Israel relationship is paramount. While we may not agree with everything that the Israeli government does, we do recognize that Israel's security is essential to all Jews throughout the world. I know that by myself, I certainly cannot make seismic change in the world. And I also know that working together, we can make the world a better place. After all, God commanded us to do exactly that. The work we do today will impact the world for decades to come. I may not be here to see it, yet I know that the seeds we sow today, during our lifetime, that is our legacy. So you can call me Goldie, but what I hope is that you find the issue or issues that mean the most to you, and you fight for them. I hope you will work to expand the Jewish tent so that everybody who chooses to live by Jewish values is welcome within it. I hope you will educate yourself so that every discussion you engage in is based in fact and understanding. And I pray that the peace of Shabbat will be enjoyed by all people everywhere, speedily and in our day. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Goldie. We turn back in our prayer books to the middle of page 282 for the Aleinu, which is a prayer that reminds us that we can have an impact in shaping the world that we long to see. We rise in body or in spirits for the Aleinu. Please be seated. We're on page 290. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me. Your laugh once lifted me. Your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. In our temple family, during the period of Shloshim, the 30 days following death, we remember Justin Rasner and Terry Rosin. At the Yort site, the anniversary of death, we remember Hortense Arnaud, Esther Blumenthal, Edgar Brown, Eleanor Brown, Charles Brown, Pat Bujorian, Adele Kahn, Anna Elenoff, Herman Foster, Harvey Friedman, Sam T. Green, Harold Greenberg, Bertie Himes Greenwood, Teresa Hamowitz, Ellis Hardy, Maxine Heller, Dean Hodge, Stephen Hymans, Ben Jenkins, Martin Kessler, Marlene J. Nyberg, Dinah Kossoff, Ted Latimer, Jack Lean, Joseph Lefkowitz, Mavis Littman, Muriel Litt, Maurice Marco, Arthur Marcus, Henry Mason, Richard Oakes, Neil Fletcher Portnoy, Ada Resnikoff, Philip S. Ringel, Alfred Isaac Ringgold, Florence Robin, Ben Rosenberg, Paul Rubin, Shirley Schaefer, Fred Score, Abram Simon, Harry Slutza, Robert F. Seikel, Seth Allen Tenenbaum, Alan Tucker. If you have names of those you're remembering this Shabbat that you'd like to share aloud, please do so as I look around the room. For those names we heard aloud this evening, and for those who are always in our hearts, we turn to page 294 and rise as one community for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal, ve'yit Kadash, Shemeh Rabbah, be'alma divrach chiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh, b'chayachon uvyomachon uvechaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru Amen. Yehei Shemeh Rabbah mivarach le'alam ulalmei almaya. Yit barach ve'yish tabach ve'yit pa'ar ve'yit romam ve'yit naseh ve'yit hadar ve'yit haleh ve'yit halal shemeh dekudesha barichu le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. Please be seated. We invite up Jason Lewis, a member of our Board of Trustees, to share some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, we're delighted to welcome you to Temple tonight. Before I start, I just want to say, Goldie, your words were truly inspirational. I really loved them, and they inspire me, so I'm sure a lot of other folks too here. A special thanks to our pre-B'nai Mitzvah ushers for tonight. We had Paige Brighton and Maddie Marengo. Tomorrow, Rabbi Glasser will lead Torah study at 9 a.m. in person and online. Sunday is our Purim Carnival, and it starts at 10 a.m. We'll have games, crafts, costumes, contests, food trucks, and much more. Voting for the World Zionist Congress election begins next week. It goes from March 10th through May 4th, and you can help shape the future of Jewish life in Israel. Learn more about it at voteforreform.org or speak with Temple Election Captain Wyatt Bowers, who I think is here somewhere. On Tuesday, Helen Hill will lead wisdom on the topic of, looks like Hadassah. It's cut off. You know, they send it to you ahead of time and then they add stuff, so it throws me for a loop. The Adult Purim Extravaganza is Saturday, March 15th at 6:30 p.m. for ages 21 up. Join us for drinks and Purim Spul costume contest and activities to celebrate our holiday of fun and joy. For more information on these and other upcoming programs, please refer to your Temple Times email, and don't forget to invite a friend to join you. If you'd like to chat with the rabbi, please, after services, see you right at the Oneg. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Jason. We are certainly having a busy spring. As he mentioned, our Purim Carnival is Sunday. Feel free to join us if there are children in your life. And if there are not and you want to be here, I'm pretty sure we could use as many volunteers as possible. So join us Sunday, and then as Jason said, a week from tomorrow is our Adult Purim Extravaganza. Kathy Giddens and our cast, which includes our very own Brian Bialik over here, they've been working hard for our Purim spiel, and it's going to be a wonderful evening, so we're very excited about that. And you will be hearing a lot more about World Zionist Congress elections over the next 6 weeks. But as Jason mentioned, voting starts Monday. Wyatt Bowers is here this evening and can share more, and Temple will be sending out a lot more information. So if you miss it tonight, you will not be missing it in the coming weeks. We are going to conclude on page 369. to bring in that joy of Purim with Chag Purim. A reminder that, again, silliness is important and a part of our tradition, and being joyous is a way to build our resilience and our fortitude. So we're at the top of page 369. Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol LaYehudim, Masechot Rashaim, Zmirot Rikukim, Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Baharashanim. Chag Purim, Chag Purim, Chag Gadol LaYehudim, Masechot Rashaim, Zmirot Rikudim, Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Havana Risha, Rash, 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 Baharashanim. And to conclude our service, we invite up David Sellen, who is a very proud lifetime Hadassah member. And so we adore David for his support. And this weekend, I'm told, is the 69th anniversary of David's bar mitzvah, this very Torah portion. So Tetzaveh that Goldie spoke about, that was David's portion way back when. So David, we are thrilled to bring in the sweetness of Shabbat with you, and let's join together in Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. And for our motzi, thanks Goldie, I invite everyone who is a Hadassah member to please stand and join with David. If you are a member of Hadassah, all right. Yeah, Goldie, stay where you are, and you can see all of our wonderful Hadassah members. All right, we'll join in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.